All right, here we go after a little technical difficulty. Oh, that's the wrong thumbnail again. Well, let's fix that right now. Anyway, good morning, folks. Welcome to the Daily Show, the Monday through Friday show, which, for whatever reason, causes me great consternation on certain days. But looks like I got the right one back. There's today's show. And so we got a whole bunch of news, a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. I'll get to that in a minute. But, of course, first, I need to play the intro. Johnny?
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog Studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, P. Dog Night.
Shit! Did I just swear? Is that the first one out of my mouth today? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Night on the internet. And welcome back to the P-Dog Night channel, where sometimes things don't go as you expect. Because, for whatever reason, my settings get messed up every time I shut this off now. And so now I'm trying to figure it out. But you know what? Like on any other given day, we have news, commentary, music, fun, and some old dude trying to talk about shit. That would be me. Anyway, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad I'm working. Did I already play the intro? I did. I'm not going to play it again. Let's say good morning to everybody who's here. First in the chat today is our friend Avocados Diable, who gets the bell. And thank you for being here, of course. Also, good morning, Ty Alexander, Somnambule Nation. Now, I'm just curious. Wait a minute. I got to check something now. Because I don't know if the link that I put out goes to this broadcast now. Because it kind of didn't. Is this working? Oh, it is me. Okay, good. I don't know what I did, but it's working. Anyway, also good morning to, that's me. Good morning, Rotten Corpse. Avocados Diable, I think I already said, because you were the first one here. Also good morning to Mike Savage, Blarg again. Also good morning, Maddie. What's happening? And, okay. Who else here? Jaeger Pony, my favorite Canadian Jaeger Pony's in the house. Jimmy Das Hotep. What's up, Jimmy Das? Good morning, John Arnott, Johnny Hellcat, Septus Wolf, the Asian Research Directorate, and Riesler. Welcome. Actually, I was first in today, but the other stream went down, as you know. Okay. No, you were not. It was Kessler. Did it open in a different place? That's weird. Anyway, well, whatever. It's working now. We're here. We're queer. Get used to it. Hello, Jeffrey Russell Jr. Okay, we're not queer, but it is Pride Month, so I probably have a story. If I get to it, I got a lot of tabs open today, and I'm running late, so I may not get to everything, or I just might have to truncate everything that we talk about. But I have the cup of coffee in the slut cup. Slut, that's Salt Lake City, Utah. It says it right there. Salt Lake City, Utah. That my fantastic son-in-law gave to me. Zach to the Future's in the house. I see you. And so anyway, let's get it going. Anyone By the way, I wanted to see real quick. I hadn't looked yet. I wanted to see what is this? Oh, I don't need that. Good God. I wanted to see what was trending on Twitter this morning, because I've been getting, I've been commenting on a few things. I've been getting notifications like crazy. And I was just trying to figure out what it is that I said that was so profound. Apparently, now, I don't know if you've been paying attention to this thing at the Washington Post. There's a couple things going on at the Washington Post, right? First of all, Dave Weigel, I don't know how he says his name, but he got suspended because he retweeted a joke. I'm just letting that sink in a little bit. I'm letting that sink in. He retweeted a joke on Twitter, and which drew the ire of one of his fellow employees at the Washington Post. And if you've been following this is insane, if you ask me. Oh wait, that's not what I want to go. Where am I going? I want to go to the damn tweet I'm talking about. There we go. I found it. And apparently this hoe that he works with got really upset. Now, the joke. Okay, so the joke. Now, imagine you're at a comedy show, and the headliner is Kathy Griffin. I know. You gotta really stretch your imagination here, because there's a whole lot wrong with that entire sentence. But imagine you're at a comedy show and Kathy Griffin is the headliner on stage telling jokes, and Kathy Griffin says something to the effect, hello Simon Wolfwood, something to the effect of, all women are bi. Some sexual, some polar. Now, that's a funny joke if Kathy Griffin's on stage and tells a joke, or if if Chris Rock told that joke. It's a funny joke, okay? Now, somebody made that joke on Twitter, and Dave Weigel of the Washington Post retweeted that joke on Twitter, and but apparently, hello Chicago Mike, apparently someone got really upset about it at the Washington Post. Let's see. Now, what's funny is Oliver Darcy is he's following this. Okay. This woman, Felicia Sonmez, got really upset and said some shit. Well, here. I'll just go to the CNN article, because this is so crazy. This is so wild. Here's the CNN article by Oliver Darcy, who I can't stand. He's one of the media reporters on the Washington Post. The Washington Post has suspended reporter Dave Weigel or whatever the hell his name is, for 1 month without pay. 1 month without pay for retweeting a joke that he apologized for as soon as someone complained. 1 month without pay. Weigel did not respond to a request for comment, but an out-of-office reply from his Post email address said that he would return to work on July 5th. Weigel apologized publicly last week for the retweet, saying he did not mean to cause any harm. Well, apparently, he broke some brains at the Washington Post. The spokesman for the Post declined to comment, citing the need for privacy regarding personal matters. He retweeted a joke. Weigel's retweet was spotlighted publicly by his colleague, Felicia Sonmez, who recently had a discrimination lawsuit against the paper dismissed, a decision her attorney said she plans to appeal. Sonmez sarcastically wrote on Twitter on Friday that it is, quote, Fantastic to work at a news outlet where retweets are like this are allowed. Where retweets like this are allowed. Yes, see, the Washington Post, as an employer, it owns parts of Twitter, and they go and they stand behind you when you're thinking about retweeting shit, and they say, yes, you may retweet it, or no, you may not, because we are the Washington Post, and we do not allow certain types of tweets and retweets. She attached a screen grab showing Wiggle Waggle Waggle's retweet, which was of a tweet from YouTuber Cam Harless, who joked, let me emphasize, joked, every girl is bi. You just have to figure out if it's polar or sexual. Oh, yes! That's... Sanmez, according to messages obtained by CNN, also confronted Wiggle Waggle Waggle in an internal company Slack channel. She tagged him and wrote, "I'm sorry, but what is this?" Now, I wonder if she had her Karen glasses on or whatever the Karen do. This is peak fucking Karen. Simons added in the Slack channel that the retweet sent, quote, a confusing message about what the post's values are. Motherfuckers, the post didn't retweet it, and it was a freaking joke. What? Others on Friday joined in the discussion in the Slack channel, prompting a national editor, Matea Gold, to write, quote, I just want to assure you that the Post is committed to maintaining a respectful workplace for everyone. We do not tolerate demeaning language or actions. What the fuck was demeaning about the joke? Okay. I'm oh boy. But there are people on here that are really serious about this. And there are people who think he should have been fired for retweeting a joke that I could absolutely hear Kathy Gifford or, I don't know, name a female comedian that's, well, I was going to say that's funny, but that's kind of hard to find. Anyway, the Post spokesperson, Chris Coriati, also issued a statement to the press that said, quote, editors have made it clear to the staff that the tweet was reprehensible and demeaning language and actions like that will not be tolerated. Hold up. The tweet. I'm sorry. Dave Waggle retweeted it, and then deleted the retweet later and apologized. Oh, but no, we must have our pound of flesh. The public and private admonishment of Weagle's retweet has failed to quell tension inside the Post. You think? Jose De Real, a reporter at the Post, responded on Twitter Saturday to Sanmez's initial tweet. Del Real said Wiggle Waggle Waggle's tweet was terrible and unacceptable. I'm sorry. That's I know that's a joke that either I've heard some version of. First of all, does this bitch ever tell jokes about men? I'm just curious. And are they funny? Well, that's given that it's not. But anyway, Sanmez responded saying, quote, oh, wait, first of all, he said it was terrible and unacceptable, but But, he added, rallying the internet to attack him for a mistake. Oh my God, it's a mistake that he retweeted a joke. Stop. Rallying the internet to attack him for a mistake he made doesn't actually solve anything. We all mess up in some way or another. There is such a thing as challenging with compassion. Oh. Sanmez responded by saying that, quote, calling out sexism isn't cruelty, but something that is absolutely necessary. Well, thank you, Karen. Sanmez and Dario then proceeded to engage in a back and forth over Twitter on Saturday. This was funny. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. The Washington Post was a joke the whole weekend with the Taylor, what's-her-face thing going on and this going on. But yeah, they suspended him for a month without pay. You can read the rest of this, but it's incredible. Now, I have a contribution to this story. I don't know if intentional or not, because there's someone named Sharon Brown, which she says my Sharona Brown, and she had a question. Oh, maybe I should leave. I did put the article up. Here's what I'll do. I'll put a clip of the. Let's do this. I'll just put this behind it so it can have it on a separate page. That way I'll have all these links in the description. I'm like, why is my YouTube channel popping up? That's not what I wanted. The hell? That's not what I meant to do. Good God, Martin. What the hell's going on with you today? Copy the freaking link. Oh. Am I not allowed to share this? There we go. Copy the link. Right click. New tab. Control V. Bam. There we go. So anyway, under this story, because, under the Oliver Darcy story, someone said, now this woman, my Sharona Brown, I think she may have been tempted to make a sexist joke about men, right? So she over here said, y'all do know what women say about men who make or laugh at those kinds of jokes, right? Well, I don't know, my Sharona Brown. Do you tell a sexist joke yourself? Something about dicks or something like that? Low dick energy or weenie peenies or shit like that. That would be my guess, that you tell some sort of joke like that. I'm sure that's acceptable too. And you know what I would do? I'd go, ha, 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 ha. Well, no, I wouldn't, because women aren't funny. But anyway, my answer to that is, well, whatever it is, I guarantee it'll be brought up again in an argument 26 years from now over what color we should paint the guest room, because that's, that's how long women remember shit. So anyway, that's my contribution, and a few people found that was funny. Anyway, so thank you. By the way, thank you, Tyre Alexander, for sponsoring the show. And Tyre Alexander, yes, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you very much. And since it's what is it? Pop something. It's Pop 2010's Pop Music Tuesday. I just made that up. So we'll put this to music. Tyre Alexander says, clearly, the chick is bipolar. This should not be a thing, and I would sue the Washington Post. I say bye, Felicia, to that thought. Well, it's funny because that's her name. But she just lost a case against the Post, so she is looking for things. And the Post just wanted to shut her up. Well, just like any smart man would. Anyway, sorry, ladies. I love you. I'm just playing. Anyway, thank you, Tyre Alexander, for sponsoring the show. And yes, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor today. Let's move on to something a little more upbeat, like the Academy. Yeah. So, oh, wait, where is it? No, what happened here? There it is. Okay, so, You know, wherever you live, ex-Baba Hotep, what's up? Suspend him but keep Taylor. Yeah, I'm wondering, have they suspended Taylor Lorenz yet for lying to her editors multiple times so that when they make corrections on a story, they look like assholes? I just don't think they have. Man,
Come on, man.
I'm sorry, they just don't. Anyway, speaking of Taylor Lorenz. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you again, Tyre. Ex-Baba Hotep, they haven't suspended Taylor Lorenz. I'm waiting for it, and I'm sure that Oliver Darcy will report on it as soon as possible. Anyway, okay, so if you live in most of this country, you know that gas prices are pretty, well, they're rough. In fact, I was just at the gas pump yesterday. I want to see something here. I took a picture of this, and let's see if I can find it. Let's see. There it is. If you can see that, that was me filling the tank to my truck yesterday. And I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. So anyway, but if you live in California, holy balls, Batman. The California, in one particular county, the average price of gas soars above $7 a gallon. That's the thumbnail today, if you hadn't noticed. California is maintaining its status as having the highest gas prices in the nation, with one county in particular seeing prices soar above $7 per gallon. For regular fuel, the nationwide average price of gas jumped yet again on Monday, breaking another record. Way! I know everyone's excited about breaking another record. Yay! Of 486.5 per gallon. And that reflects a nearly 25% jump in the last week, a nearly 59-cent rise in the last month, and a $1.81 rise in the last year before Putin attacked Ukraine. Mid-grade gas has hit a national high of 5.21, and let's see, diesel 564. Fuck, 564 a gallon for diesel. Everything you get in this country pretty much comes on a truck that's run by diesel power. So anyway, no state in the nation is seeing an average price below $4. The lowest price. Is there a lowest price? Let's see. No state in the nation is seeing an average price below $4. Several states have an average below $5 or more. Those states include Indiana, Michigan, Illinois, Washington, Arizona, Nevada, Oregon, Hawaii, Alaska, and California. Oh, what? No. Several states $5 or more. Those are the high. I was gonna say those are not the low end states. I know it's a lot more in Illinois, and I just drove through. Well, no, I didn't just drove through Illinois. Anyway, the last one has California has the highest average in the nation for the entire state, $6.34 a gallon, which is more than $1.47 higher than the average price nationwide. San Francisco County, for instance, is seeing an average of $6.59. Okay, so California is getting their asses whooped by some gas prices. Oh, Advocatus Diaboli. Gas prices are really starting to cut into my illicit drug purchases. Hey! Well done. There you go. Good morning, Tyler F., by the way. So anyway, which brings us to this story. California's struggle under high gas prices. I feel bad for my mom and my sisters that live out there, man. Ahead of critical primaries on Tuesday, Californians are feeling the burden of high gas prices, while Democrats were looking to California as a potential arena where some congressional races could deliver them a win. The state is ultimately struggling as residents feel the weight of surging prices and the economy heading in the wrong direction. Quote, they're beyond furious. It's called desperation. Representative Lou Correa, a Democrat of Santa Ana, said, I don't hear anything about the other national issues we're focusing on in Washington. The thing I hear about is gasoline. What are you going to do to bring down the gas prices? According to AAA, gas prices in California currently at $6.34. We already said that. Anyway, which is, okay, so this one's bring me just to a real quick aside that I didn't pull up any articles from. But as you might know, hello, nobody, not me, by the way. As you might know, by the way, who's all here? Oh, before I even get into this, think about what I'm saying. Got it? Okay. We got 25 people in this chat room, 14 likes. Hit the like button, share the stream, and if you want to sponsor the show, at pdognight.live, right up here, you can go there and open a new tab. I think it pops up in the chat every once in a while. Also, you can do YouTube super chats or whatever too. Or can you? Oh, I can't do. I was like, what? There's no dollar sign, but I forgot. I can't do. They won't show up on my own streams. Anyway, and also if you're not on the Discord server, you can jump in there. I'm going to start using that more. So, just heads up to that. So anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up is, and we'll talk a little more about the economy in a second too. There's a hearing. They've decided to do a nationally televised hearings of the January 6th committees, and apparently ABC News, former ABC News producer, they're working with the committee so they can make it more flashy and spectacular and whatever. And it's going to be running on almost all the major networks live in prime time. Okay, the January 6th committee. Now, hello, Rodline. The January 6th committee, I'm pretty sure, because it's mostly Democrats and two Never Trumpers, Kinzinger and Liz Cheney, and so they want to, they think they're going to do this so they can damage, make the American people hate Trump or whatever. Which I'm 100% sure if Trump's really going to run. I think he's just fucking with people, but and they think that this is something that the American people are really, really, really concerned about that one riot at the Capitol building that there's been no duplicates of since, right? And they haven't, run around in cities all around the country burning shit down and, killing people. They just had that one riot that really was, they had the riot, they got in the building, and then they a couple people did some stupid shit that they should get arrested for, but most people in there were just in there taking selfies and looking around the building going, oh, this is kind of cool and whatever. But they've, they got all these people in solitary confinement out there in a jail that, they dared breach that part of the grounds. But I'm thinking about this going, do you think anybody really gives a flipping, flinging, flying flipperfluck about those hearings? Do you think people actually care other than people who spend too much time on Twitter? I doubt it, because you know what? Because right now, every time you go to the gas pump, every time you go to the store, every time you try to buy something online, every time you try to do anything, you're paying about twice as much as you did than 2 years ago. The most important things that you buy on the regular cost a hell of a lot more than they did a while ago. And I think people are worried more about their pocketbooks than some assholes who got into the Capitol 2 years ago. Is it just me? Is it just me? Do you think people give a shit about these hearings other than Democrats, insiders, and political junkies? Because right now, the Democrats know they're about to get their asses kicked in the midterm elections. Just a thought. Just a thought. And I mean thought, not a thought. A thought. Moving on. In fact, the stories about gas prices are everywhere. Here's another one. The American Spectator. Brandon strikes again. Gas prices double on Sleepy Joe's watch. Forget talk about World War III. His real war is the war on oil. Now, this is a longer piece, which I'm not going to read much of it, but I'll give you the gist of it. President Joe Biden, the nation's sadist-in-chief, has has a little more colorful language describing our president, but he is our president. He's not anybody else's president, no matter how much you wish he was somebody else's president. Anyway, at least we don't have Trudeau. Anyway, sorry, Canadians. I just had to say that. President Biden, is the nation's sadist-in-chief, has achieved a new milestone in his campaign to inflict pain on the American people. On Friday, The national average cost per gallon of gasoline, regular gasoline, zoomed from $2.37 at Biden's inauguration. At his inauguration, January 2021, January 2021, $2.37 a gallon to $4.76 a gallon, up a nickel since Thursday, and a whopping 100.8% since Grandpa Lunch Bucket took power. If Biden has done nothing else, he has steered gas prices to double where they were when he said, "So help me God," on the west front of the U.S. Capitol. The damage continued on Saturday as gasoline climbed yet another 5 cents to $4.81, up 102.95% since the Biden era began. And on Sunday, that figure hit $4.84, yet up another 3 pennies to 104% increase in Biden's tenure. Biden's cruel and unusual punishment of his own people is no accident. This is all deliberate. Biden declared a war on oil during his first hours in office, well before that evening's inaugural ball began to spin. I was going to make a joke, but I'm not. By executive order, he killed the Keystone Pipeline, which already was well into construction. He soon tied a fresh red tape around the ankles of the petroleum companies. Biden ended oil and gas leases on millions of federal acres onshore and off. He canceled a sale of a federally mandated fossil fuel leases in Alaska and the Gulf of Mexico as recently as May 11th, even as U.S. drivers screamed in agony at filling stations from the Portland to Palm Beach. And now Biden celebrates all of this as an incredible transition from fossil fuels to green energy, which would be one thing if Americans through their representatives in Washington agreed to embark on this incredible transition, well aware of its expected costs and potential consequences, intentional or not. Alas, Congress did not pass the Incredible Transition Act of 2022, nor did Biden sign it. He has taken America hostage and is speeding it to a destination that the nation has not agreed to go. So anyway, that's a funny article if you want to read the rest, but that's not funny. It's again, we talk about the economy. The economy's stupid. Joe is making Jimmy Carter look good. You know, there was a lot of he's really concerned about that too. He does not want to be compared to Jimmy Carter. Well, I wouldn't compare him to Jimmy Carter too, because he's worse. Anyway, let's see. Now, but Biden himself would tell you that the economy, it isn't bad. You just can't see how good it is. Old Joe Biden has been a liar his entire public life. That's a way to start a sentence. From his plagiarism in law school and on the presidential campaign trail to his lies about the accident that killed his first wife, the innumerable lies he has told while pretending to be president, it is no exaggeration to say that Joe Biden is one of the most untrustworthy men on the planet. On Friday, he reinforced that reputation with a major speech on the May jobs report, in which he had the breathtaking audacity to say that the smoking ruin of an economy over which he is presiding and which his far-left policies created is actually doing great.
Why the fuck you lying?
Is actually doing great.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Is actually doing great.
Lies, 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 yeah.
Maybe if we tilt our heads and squint, we'll be able to see it. Matt Squatch! What's up? Nice to see you. Speaking of his home turf in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, Biden touted, quote, today's excellent jobs report and unemployment remaining at a near historic low of 3.6%, end quote. He admitted, however, that even with today's good news, a lot of Americans remain anxious. Oh, you think? However, Oh, wait. Anxious. Where I lost my spot. Damn it. Oh, and high prices, particularly around gasoline and food, are a real problem for people. Yeah, that's the biggest problem right now, Joe. Hello, Crackshot. What's up? Yeah, make famine great again. Exactly. However, because of his ace leadership, all is really well. Because of the enormous amount of progress we've made on the economy, the Americans can tackle inflation from a position of strength. Still a problem, but we can tackle it from a position of strength. Strength of what? Negotiating power with the Sauds who aren't going to increase production of oil? Sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Fuck that. Anyway, Biden claimed with a straight face that today, thanks to the economic plan and vaccination plan that my administration put into action, America has achieved the most robust recovery in modern history, just 2 years removed from the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. Now, you thought old Joe was heading us into another Great Depression, but he's here to tell you that he has just let us out of one, and he wouldn't lie to us now, would he? Would he lie? Would he lie to us?
That's right.
Aw, man.
Sorry, Black Hebrews are like, you're not even here, and I'm feigning your name. Anyway, the putative economic wizard added disingenuously that the job market is the strongest it's been since just after World War II. We've got more evidence of that today. We learned that in May, the economy added another 390,000 new jobs, bringing the total since I took office to 8.7 million new jobs, an all-time record. He did not acknowledge and has never acknowledged that these new jobs his policies have supposedly created are, for the most part, people returning to work after the COVID hysteria and nothing to do with his policies at all. Biden's line didn't stop there. Since I took office, families are carrying less debt. Their average savings are up. A recent survey from the Federal Reserve found that more Americans feel financially comfortable than at any time since the survey began in 2013. What the fuck are you talking about? Really? Americans feel more financially comfortable with gas prices through the roof and food prices not that far behind, baby formula not almost impossible to find, and more food shortages coming, and dire warnings that much worse is coming soon? Hell, I was at the grocery store yesterday, and all I wanted to, no, yesterday wasn't Tuesday. No, Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday night. Went to the grocery store Sunday night, right? And Lady Boomer and I were just going to go and we were going to make some spaghetti, right? So I looked in the cupboard, I didn't have any spaghetti noodles. So we rode to the store and I went to go buy some spaghetti. And I thought, yeah, I'll buy some sauce and I'll just, instead of making my own meatballs, I'll just make some pre-made meatballs, right? I go to the store and I go down the pasta aisle, right? The pasta aisle. It's supposed to be just beaming with pasta. You know, in America, you go to the store and there's a pasta aisle. They got 18 different kinds of pasta in every variety. And they got just shelves full of pasta, right? The pasta aisle was nearly empty. I should have taken a picture. I was like, damn. I mean, like there was pasta there, like scattered here and there, but the shelves were, they were almost empty. I'm like, okay, well, there's a box of spaghetti. I'll get that one. And I went and got the meatballs, sauce, whatever. And it's like, I had like one bag when I left. It was $25 of stuff. And I had one bag and I'm like, it wasn't even a full bag. And it's like, how is this $25 worth of food? What the hell is Joe Biden talking about? Now, directly contrary to Biden's soothing lies, CNBC reported on May 18th that Americans are more stressed about money than they've ever been, according to the American Psychological Association's latest Stress in America survey. That stress is because of old Joe's inflationary policies. 87% of Americans said that inflation and the rising cost of everyday goods is what is driving their stress, said Valley Wright, Senior Director of Healthcare Innovation at the American Psychological Association. But old Joe is oblivious to all this. Shocker. and hopes that we are. In his world, the U.S. is an unmatched economic powerhouse. In fact, America is stronger in a stronger economic position today than just about any other country in the world. Independent experts have projected that the U.S. economy could grow faster than China's economy this year. That hasn't happened since 1976, nearly a half century ago. And it's all because of his wise and capable, steady leadership. The point is, we've laid, this is him saying that. This is Joe's words. This is not the article. This is what Joe said. I should say it in his voice, so we should be able to, you understand. The point is, we've laid the economic foundation that is historically strong. And now we're moving forward in a new movement where we can build that foundation, build a future of stable, steady growth so we can bring down inflation without sacrificing all the historic gains we've made. And that's what we're beginning to see in today's jobs report. Kiss my ass, Joe Biden. So why is everyone feeling anxious? Even as Joe Biden admitted, well, Biden said it's all because of the Putin price hike. Of course it is. The Democrats have been blaming the Russians for nearly everything, real or imagined, since 2016. Why stop now? Clear heads and then old Joes would counsel caution in that, not wanting to get us embroiled in a war. But clearly, Joe has no worries. Our booming economy will overwhelm those Ruskies in no time. If only we could all live inside Joe's head, where everything is swell. But there is so very, very little space there. So there you go. I thought that was a great article. I thought I'd read the whole thing. Hello, Aaron Meredith. What's happening? Rat burgers taste delicious. And bugs, too. And woodcutter. What's happening? I'm a gig worker and was shopping for someone at the store, ran out of roast beef. First time in my lifetime I've ever seen that. Yeah, it's funny because, now look, I got to be honest with you. So the other day, there was something else that I did, and I was going to put this picture on Twitter. I took out a loan because we were having a friend over, and I was making some steaks. So there's... I got these 3 porterhouses, and I thought, oh, my God, I definitely need a loan for that. Anyway, all right, let's move on. By the way, this is not helping Joe Biden politically. How am I? Oh, it's already 10 o'clock, and I've only gotten a fifth of the way through my articles today. Well, we'll see how far I get. This economy thing is not helping Biden politically either. Biden is badly, according to an ABC poll, Biden is badly underwater on all the top issues. ABC News survey has concluded that Joe Biden is a serious drag on Democratic candidates nationwide, as his approval numbers on all major issues are badly underwater. A poll found that on gas prices, Biden's approval is just 27%. I can't believe it's that high. And on inflation, he has just 28% of approval. I can't believe it's that high. That's telling, given that 80% of respondents also said inflation is an extremely or very important factor in how they will vote, with a further 74% saying gas prices is a top factor. Overall, on the economy, Biden managed 37%. I can't believe it's that high. Given there's still a whole summer to go until midterms, that figure is expected to slump even further. And then 66% of Americans disapprove on the CNN poll. ABC prices today, including food, rent, gases, are up 8.3% from a year ago, far more than wages. Economist Tyler Goodspeed, under Joe Biden, real wages continue to decline. Nominal wage growth just hasn't been keeping up with inflation. So, as we used to say, I can't remember back in the day, probably during, I don't know, back in the 80s, late 80s. It's the economy, stupid. All right, let's move on because I'm going to try to get through more articles now. This one. Oh, my God. This one hurts my head. This one hurts my freaking head. Now, Joe Biden is trying to save America with certain actions that he takes that always seem to, well, they seem to backfire quite often, right? He's kind of a fuck up. And this one, this one is nothing short of amazing to me. Joseph Rahim Biden has invoked the Defense Production Act for solar panel production and waives tariffs. Invoking, first of all, maybe he needs a remedial course on why there is even a Defense Production Act. Usually that's for emergency things when you need to do emergency shit for your country. Brandon Narlo, how you doing? Nice to see you. Welcome to the show. President Joe Biden invoked the Defense Production Act to boost the production of solar panels in America. Because, you know, every citizen needs... God. Out of everything we need, it's certainly, most obviously, we need solar panels. But Biden also waived tariffs for 2 years for 4 Southwest Asian countries, Cambodia, Malaysia, Thailand, and Vietnam. These countries make up 80% of America's solar panel imports. Oh, how I love when the government picks winners and losers. It always turns out so well. Remember Solyndra? So anyway, let's not forget President... Oh, speaking of which, I didn't even read that far in the article yet. Here it is. Let's not forget President Barack Obama's genius idea with Solyndra. Yes, Biden does something similar to Obama again. Shocker. Oh my God. Shocker. Biden also has no justification to invoke the Defense Production Act. The Defense Production Act is the primary source of presidential authorities to expedite and expand the supply of materials and services from the U.S. industrial base needed to promote the national defense. DPA authorities are available to support emergency preparedness activities conducted pursuant to Title VI of the Stafford Act, protection or restoration of critical infrastructure, the efforts to prevent, reduce vulnerability to or minimize damage from, and recover from acts of terrorism within the United States. What the fuck does solar panels have to do with that? Biden's explanation for using DPA does not match the criteria. Specifically, the president is authorizing the Department of Energy to use the DPA to rapidly expand American manufacturing of 5 hang on. 5 critical clean energy technologies. Critical. Here's solar panel parts like photovoltaic modules and module components. Building insulation. Heat pumps which heat and cool buildings super efficiently. Equipment for making and using clean electricity-generated fuels, including electrolyzers, fuel cells, and related platinum group metals, and critical power grid infrastructure like transformers. Oh, transformers, more than meets the eye. In deploying the DPA, Biden-Harris administration will strongly encourage the use of strong labor standards. Oh, look for the union label when you are buying a coat, dress, or blouse. Anyway, including project labor agreements and community benefit agreements that offer wages at or above the prevailing rate and include local hire provisions, except for the tariffs that they took off the solar panels that are made in those 4 places called in Asia, wherever those are. The administration also, oh my God, listen to this. Okay, this is their words. Listen to this word salad. The administration also will strongly encourage projects with environmental justice outcomes that empower the clean energy transition in low-income communities historically overburdened by legacy pollution. Fuck right off. Here's Karine Jean-Pierre, who's going to tell us exactly why Joseph Rahim Biden decided to use the Defense Production Act to make solar panels. The critical and emergency need for solar panels. Fuck that baby food shit. We need fucking solar panels. We need solar panels, motherfucker. Okay, here's Karine Jean-Pierre trying to explain the precise reason why he invoked the Defense Production Act for solar panel manufacturing.
On the Defense Production Act that was announced today, the president, taking a step back from that, what emergency is the president using to invoke the Defense Production Act? Historically, it's been in the 1950s for the Korean War, and during COVID it was enacted. What emergency is it, or what's the real emergency in the solar industry for the Defense Production Act?
So let me, I was going to say first, the president, when he takes the Defense Production Act, it's to make sure that he's delivering for the American people.
What? Defense Production Act. It's for emergencies. He does it so he can deliver for the American people.
It is an important tool that he has used a couple of times, and it has been incredibly effective.
When has it been incredibly effective? Not for baby formula, because I don't think they've even actually done it yet. I know they've been importing some, but it's like, hey, how about if the FDA just gets their boot off the company that didn't have the same kind of bacteria that they were looking for, but then still made them stay closed for several months?
For this particular Clean Energy Defense Production Act, he is invoking the Defense Production Act to rapidly expand domestic production of solar panel parts.
Emergency. Why are you reading?
Heat pumps and
No, that's not the question. We already know.
The federal government's purchasing power behind supporting American clean energy manufacturers.
What's the emergency? Well, wait. Let's go. Just listen to the question again, and you tell me if she answered this question.
On the Defense Production Act that was announced today, the president, taking a step back from that, what emergency is the president using to invoke the Defense Production Act? Because historically it's been in the 1950s for the Korean War, and during COVID it was...
Wait. Did she mention the emergency? You would think that they'd use the Defense Production Act to maybe, just maybe, build a couple refineries? You think? Anyway, all right, let's move on. I'm not going to get through half of this stuff today. Let's see. Speaking of, well, now let's go into crime and punishment, because we're just going to go through a few things. Apparently, you know who Chase Bowden is? He's that the San Francisco city or county attorney, whatever. Well, apparently he might be taken out in a recall in California. The San Franciscans are sick of his bullshit, which is fine and dandy. San Francisco District Attorney Chase Bowden faces a recall election Tuesday after voters demand answers to the high crime plaguing the city. San Francisco has seen a stark rise in homicides and residential burglaries since 2020, sparking a recall effort for Bowden, who has served about a half of his term in office, according to the Washington Post. Bowden's proponents claim his progressive policies, including catch and release, bail reform, defunding the police, and not trying children as adults, has resulted in increased theft and violence in the liberal city. Yes, it is a city plagued with just crime, and he doesn't care. He lets people go, and he doesn't believe in bail and all this other shit. And it's like, it's just going insane there. You can read the rest of the article, but I found it interesting. I found out, so if you don't know, by the way, Chase Bowden, his parents were like people who got, I think they got put away for murder in the Weather Underground days, and so he was raised by Bill Ayers and whatever that woman he's married to is, And he was, you know who he was named after? So apparently, if you know who Asada Shakur is, she's the one who she got convicted of killing a police officer during the 60s, whatever the stuff, and she's the one who's exiled or she escaped. She escaped from jail, and she's in Cuba now, and they won't. She's still alive. She's in Cuba, and but they can't extradite her from Cuba. It's convicted of killing a police officer. Well, her name before she changed her name was something Chesaworth, and so his parents named their son after a murderer. Fucking brilliant. Anyway, he's probably going to get recalled. The people in San Francisco are finally sick of his shit. And, but again, this is California. This is San Francisco, so you just never fucking know. But there's an article here that I'm not going to go into, but there's an article here, what I saw on the front lines of Chesa Boudin's last-ditch effort to save his job. A drag queen, a communist, and a domestic terrorist rally support for San Francisco's radical DA as the recall booms. Real quick, thank you, Maddie, for sponsoring the show. Maddie, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. It says, oh, wait a minute. Oh, so stop. Sorry, I almost forgot because it's one of those days where I put everything to music. So here we go. Let's try this one. Whoa, okay. Maddie says, oh. Maddie says, now, Marty, don't you know the first job of a press secretary is not to answer questions? Did you miss the memo? I think I did, Maddie. I think you're right. And unfortunately, yeah, that press secretary is not that good at answering questions. And we also have another small bullet in the tip jar from Tyler. Oh, thank you, Maddie, again. Also, we have another small bullet in the tip jar from our friend Tyler Alexander, who says, this shit is happening because a puppet is on the throne. Imagine a Biden with the vigor he had during his vice president years. Please let the midterms save us. I concur. And thank you very much for sponsoring the show. Tyler Alexander and Maddie, always great guests on the show. Okay, so anyway, so let's see. A drag queen, a communist, and a domestic terrorist walk into a bar. They are joined by several dozen supporters of Chesa Boudin and a radical district attorney who faces a recall election on Tuesday. The mood is lively despite recent polling indicating a majority of the city's voters want him gone. Juanita Moore, the drag queen activist and denizen of the limelight. First, okay, these are just this. You can read the rest of this. I'm not going to read this. But yeah, there are the people of San Francisco are fed up with this asshole. Let's move on. Oh, and there's this, and he's one of, by the way, he is one of those. I remember a while back when I was talking about how a certain person who shall not be named, who, if you invoke his name, someone will immediately, they'll immediately claim that you are being anti-Semitic. Well, it's true though. The guy whose name rhymes with Jorge Boros invested $40 million to help elect dozens of progressive prosecutors across the U.S. According to a study, he's invested tens of millions of dollars in getting progressive district attorneys elected in 75 cities across the U.S. And I tell you what, so many of these cities where you're seeing mega crime go up has these same Jorge Boros backed district attorneys running them. Ding Dong in Chicago, Kim, whatever her name was, that let Jesse Smollett go. The guy in Dallas, the guy in Philadelphia, Chesa Boudin. It's insane. So, You can you can look at this, but yeah, the new study is proven that he's been successful in getting district attorneys elected, and that's causing havoc across the nation. Good morning, AWOL. Nice to see you. I don't know why you're held. It's okay. That's that guy's. You don't have to, oh no, I don't want to hide it. There we go. Oh, damn it. I accidentally hit it. AWOL. Type it again and I'll put it back. Oh, you got it. Somebody got it right. Also, good morning. What's her name? All right. So anyway, how much time do I got? I got time. I can do a few more. Seattle also is having a crime wave, and it has imploded after they're defunding the police experiment, and I think the people of Seattle are kind of sick of this too. Seattle's efforts to defund its police department and transfer some of its responsibilities to other city agencies resulted in $5 million worth of wrongful parking tickets and other administrative dysfunction, according to the Seattle Times. $5 million in wrongful parking tickets? Oh, you know that pissing people off. Seattle is refunding roughly 100,000 parking tickets worth approximately $5 million total after transferring parking enforcement duties from police to civilian parking enforcement officers in the fall of 2021, finding that the civilian officers lacked the legal authority to write the tickets, according to the Seattle Times. Oh, that's why they didn't have the legal authority to write the tickets. Okay. The parking officers are also conducted more than 10,000 car tows and impounded 1,700 cars without proper authority during this period. Okay, what is going to happen here is that we're going to get sued. I guarantee it, said Chuck Labertu, president of Lincoln Towing, which has the sole contract for city-initiated towing, according to the Seattle Times. And I'm going to forward every one of those lawsuits over to the city. The decision to remove this responsibility from the police was part of a push in 2020 to reduce police funding and have civilian take on jobs typically handled by police. According to the Seattle Times, the city council cut the police budget by 17% in 2020, far short of its 50% goal. They wanted to cut it 50%? Holy shit. The cost of the city's mistake may not be limited to the $5 million in refunded tickets. People will likely contest the tows and impounds authorized by the non-police parking authority, Laberty told the Seattle Times, but the city will not refund the tows automatically. On top of $5 million in parking ticket debacle, efforts to defund the police have limited law enforcement's ability to prosecute serious crimes. The Seattle Police Department is not investigating new sexual assault cases due to understaffing after more than 400 officers left the force, everything's according to the Seattle Times. I'm not going to say it again. And crime has soared in Seattle in recent years. The city saw a 95% increase in shots fired and a 171% increase in people being shot from 2021 to 2022. Now, I don't like it when they use percentages in articles like this. I'd like to know both the percentage and the number. But in any case, that's a huge increase. So, all right, let's go. And then this might be the last one that has to do with crime and punishment. Video shows man violently tossed random woman onto Bronx subway tracks. Oh my God. Yeah, you can read that article. That's depressing. Let's go to Elon Musk. Elon Musk has threatened to terminate his Twitter deal if company isn't honest about fake accounts. I think we've talked about this a little bit. He threatened to nuke his deal to buy Twitter if the company does not provide accurate data on the number of fake and spam accounts. Musk also believes Twitter is actively and thwarting his information rights. Mark Ringler, Musk's lawyer, told Twitter CLO Vijaya Getty, every time I see her name, I want to say Vijay Getty, but anyway, that the company's actions are a clear material breach of Twitter's obligations under merger agreements, and his client is within his right to terminate the deal due to misinformation. As Twitter prospective owner, Mr. Musk clearly entitled to request data to enable him to prepare for transitioning Twitter's business to his ownership and facilitate his transaction financing. To do both, we must have a complete and accurate understanding of the very core of Twitter's business model, its active user base. In any event, Mr. Musk is not required to explain his rationale for requesting the data, nor submit to the new conditions the company has attempted to impose on his contractual right to the requested data. At this point, Mr. Musk believes Twitter is transparently refusing to comply with his obligation under blah, 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 blah. Anyway, they're not giving him accurate numbers, and he's saying, "Fuck off. You might be owing me some money for fucking around." So, also, Texas has opened an investigation into Twitter over bot accounts, as must battles with the company. Now, this is interesting. Texas and Florida doing the dirty work for the rest of the country. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton announced on Monday that his office has opened an investigation into Twitter for potentially false reporting over its fake bot accounts, which comes as Elon Musk battles with the company over the same issue. Paxton said in a press release that the investigation centers on discovering if Twitter has violated the Texas Deceptive Trade Practices Act. Texas relies on Twitter public statements that nearly all its users are real people. It matters not only for regular Twitter users, but also Texas businesses and advertisers who use Twitter for their livelihoods. Paxton said, if Twitter's misrepresenting how many accounts are fake to drive up their revenue, I have a duty to protect Texans. True. In a statement? Okay, then there's a statement by his office. We don't need that. Anyway, good. They need to get them, if they're pumping up their numbers because they sell advertising on Twitter, right? And you sell advertising based on actual numbers of people, but if half the people on Twitter are fake, you're playing with a little bit of fraud action there. So there you go. Let's see. Beware of major attacks. Here, let me fix this over here. Beware of major attacks on free speech from Democrats. Oh, yeah. Maybe we'll finish with this. Let me just tell you what's in the articles that I have not gotten to. Why is that not correct there? I'll fix that later. Anyway, this one's called Beware of Major Attacks on Free Speech from Democrats. They're, we kind of talked about it when we were talking about the World Economic Forum, how they say, maybe free speech is not absolute and this and that. It's like, you're going to see a lot of, that's what I was trying to do here. Is that right? Oh, it should be this one. There we go. Let me just give you an example. Democrats in Washington, D.C. and should be in hog heaven, but as Shakespeare wrote, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. Certainly Democrats know that as the country and the world lurch from bad to worse under their aegis, their hold on the country is weakening. What is especially worrisome to them is conservative media's popularity. Now, Dan Pfeiffer, former senior advisor to Obama, has said it out loud. Hey, excuse me. Sorry. I don't know why that came. Has said it out loud. Alternative viewpoints are a problem for democracy. Oh, these people. Alternative viewpoints are a problem for democracy. Expect the Democrats to act to counter that problem. There are 3 representative news stories showing the Democrats collapsing control over the political narrative. First, Biden is frantically angry that his popularity has dropped below Trump's, which is impressive when you think back to the Russia hoax coup against Trump and the media's unrelenting hostility to him, and compare that with the media's slavish loyalty to Biden. Slavish loyalty? They're tongue bathing his taint every morning. Anyway, you must be exceptionally disastrous president to have your ratings collapse despite the propaganda. Second, when it comes to cable news, Fox rules. Tucker Carlson is the most popular cable host by a huge margin, followed by Laura Ingraham, Sean Hannity, Greg Gutfeld, and a host of other Fox News shows. CNN first shows up as number 19 on the list. Wolf Blitzer, and MSNBC appears at 24 with Joy Reid. That's nice, but what's really newsworthy is who is watching Tucker Carlson and other Fox folks. Tucker is the top cable show for adults in the 25 to 54 range. That's bad for Democrats. What's worse is that his dominance does not stop there. He and Fox News are drawing the largest number of Democrat viewers within the coveted age group. So even Democrats are watching them. What's a microdoctor? What do you mean? What? Oh, I see ya. Okay. So Democrats are going to try to put some kibosh on right-wing media, and they constantly try boycotts and bullshit like that. We'll finish up with Taylor Lorenz, but let me tell you what the other articles are today. that are in the hopper. So we got this one on Taylor Lorenz. Democracy dies at the hands of Taylor Lorenz and every other bad hire at the Washington Post. Also, what happened there? Monkeypox. Do you know the CDC is recommending masks for monkeypox? Monkeypox is a contact disease. It's not an airborne disease, but the Center for Disease Control and Prevention upgraded the monkeypox alert to level 2. Uh-oh! On Monday, advising travelers to practice enhanced precautions, including wearing a mask. The CDC advised wearing masks after closely monitoring cases of monkeypox that have been reported in numerous countries, including the United States. It's a contact disease. What are they doing? The agency appears to have updated its website, erasing any direction advising travelers to wear masks. Instead, the CDC recommends travelers avoid close physical contact with infected people. That makes sense. Wash your hands with soap and water. That makes sense. Avoid touching the eyes, nose, and mouth. That makes sense. Masks make no sense whatsoever for monkeypox. Oh, damn it. I might be in trouble for just saying that on YouTube. Anyway, also in the tabs, this woman who works for PolitiFact. This is a fascinating article you should probably read, but apparently this woman is not a journalist. She was an office manager or something. This fact checker who has attempted to discredit National Post reporting on mass meetings has almost zero experience in real news reporting, medical reporting, stupid 19 reporting, or even national news. She, let's see. You'll have to look at this. She's no experience in dealing with, she's a liberal person who has begun working with PolitiFact in March, bylining at least 70 stories for the corporate-backed censor. However, she has no experience in dealing with any of this kind of information, having performed the majority of her fact checks simply by copying and pasting from the Centers for Disease Control website and even veering off into fact-checking pictures of Christmas cards and photos of Rihanna. She used to work for a small St. Petersburg paper called the Weekly Challenger as an office administrator, but now she works for PolitiFact. It explains why PolitiFact's so bad. You got to read it. Those kids that were that they tried to remember the kids? They were like 12-year-olds. They got kicked out of school for misgendering some other kids or whatever, and some Wisconsin Institute of Law and Liberty represented the parents had sent a letter to the school district threatening it with a lawsuit if it did not drop the case. After some failed attempts by the school district to negotiate the settlement, Will announced on June 2nd its total victory. In recent weeks, the district proposed various resolutions, but all within the Title IX framework, and the families remain resolute in their position that the Title IX investigation was inappropriate and should be dismissed. Will issued a follow-up letter to the district on June 2nd, making this clear. Hours later, the district relented and sent letters to the boys while announcing the investigation was closed. So they were going to investigate these kids for misgendering some other kid in the class. So they dropped the case. Then let's see, Kiel School District. Anyway, it's a feel good story of the week. Anyway, they dropped the case, so good. They shouldn't be. They were going to expel the kids for misgendering somebody. There's some immigrants who are going around to schools warning students on the evils of socialism. There's a Daily Caller article. We got a legal insurrection article. Ilya Shapiro has resigned from Georgetown Law School. If you're not familiar with Ilya Shapiro, let's see. Dean Trainer cleared me on the technicality that I wasn't an employee when I tweeted. They were basically gonna run this guy out for some tweets out of Georgetown Law School. He's a professor at Georgetown. And he's decided finally to quit. But it's the details of the story are pretty annoying. Also, an article on how Biden's student loan relief can backfire on Gen Z. One of them is the tax burden that you're going to have immediately. But anyway, also did you hear about this? There was a huge mistake in the 2020 census, and guess which party it favored. So this is interesting. Why did the media make a big stink about this story? Maybe it was overshadowed by the recent mass shootings. That's certainly a possibility, but there's another theory. The census acknowledged it overcounted Hawaii, Delaware, Rhode Island, Minnesota, New York, and Massachusetts, all blue states. And here are the states that the census acknowledged it undercounted: Texas, Illinois, Florida, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Arkansas. Only Illinois is a blue state. Well, gee, isn't that interesting? It does seem a bit bizarre coincidence that the overcounted states all voted for Biden in 2020, and 5 of the 6 undercounted voted for Trump in 2020. And I don't know if they're planning on fixing that and reapportioning or not, because they've already kind of done the reapportionment based on that census. Well, I wonder if they'll fix it. I think they have to by law, but I'm not sure. Let's see. CNN poll shows GOP will take huge House majority, best position over 80 years. We'll see, but Jake Tapper has reported on that coming the upcoming midterms. We can close ACE here. And let's see. Oh, Texas lawmakers have brought a bill to ban minors from drag show. Yeah, that's definitely something that's needed. Texas Representative Brian Slayton brought a bill on Monday to specifically bar minors from attending drag shows in his state. It's like, it's amazing that you have to have a law for that. I'm pretty sure there's a law that you can't bring kids to strip clubs. I mean, although these guys aren't stripping down, but they're simulating being strippers without taking their clothes off. And they did the tips and stuff. It's just weird. Anyway, drag shows are no place for a child. There you go. So someone introduced a bill for it. It's sad that you have to have a bill for that. Also, and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, an article about her saying that gender is fluid, language is fluid. I believe that the space between her ears is fluid. There's a Norwegian feminist is facing 3 years in prison for saying biological men can't be lesbians. Don't be surprised if you start seeing this shit come to America. I know this could happen in Canada right now. It could happen in Scotland right now. There's places where for just saying that biological men can't be lesbians, you can be put in jail. And apparently in Norway, this woman is going to trial for that heresy. Fascinating. Let's see, what else we got? Oh, yeah. Drag teens, naked adults, and stupid burger buns is this gay pride. Why is this stuff? There's some people who are wondering why this is about gay pride. Now, what is this? The Pride Whopper. They're having a Burger King Austria unveils same side bun Pride Whopper in honor of Pride Month. So you can have 2 top buns or 2 bottom buns. I think there's some people in the gay community are like, what the fuck are they doing? This has nothing to do with being. Oh my God. So this is just some, let's see. This article starts, I lived in New York City from 1986 to roughly 2008. Gay Pride Month usually meant restaurants in Greenwich Village would hang rainbow signs and gay people would have a month-long party. There would be a parade featuring rainbows and unicorns. Suddenly, there were more and more groups of semi-naked men dancing on floats. That's when it all fell apart. Gay Pride Month was always about acceptance. We'll finish this since it's Pride Month. There's lots of other articles you can check out in the tab today. I'll finish with this one. Gay Pride Month was always about acceptance and equality, but a huge part of the gay community needed to stick it to the man, i.e. conservatives. And what Better way to do that than to throw oily muscle men in G-strings on a parade float and have them pretend to have sex with one another, hoping to shock conservatives. Yay! Take that, Bible thumpers. Now sweep up our glitter. But the Gay Pride Parade is in New York City, not really known as a bastion of conservatism. The only people who saw the sparkly gyrating men were other gay people and kids, and that's where it gets uncomfortable. When young kids were seeing almost naked men having almost real sex, the Pride Parade suddenly needed parental controls, or as I would say, an enema. That's when Gay Pride became Gay Sex in Your Face Month. Is Gay Pride just about sex? Well, Burger Kings think so. Meet the Pride Whopper. You can get a burger with 2 top buns or 2 bottom buns. For those of you who aren't familiar with gay jargon, here is the definition. Graphic warning of it. Okay, you can link to the definition, but anyway. You can tell there were no gay people in on this embarrassing brown nostril attempt to peddle burgers. Tops seek out bottoms and vice versa. Two bottoms is a frustrating way to end a date. 2 tops is a potential sex brawl. If you didn't believe me about naked men and glitter, this tweet from the official New York City Pride account: Happy Pride. Joining us at Pride Island? Skip the lines and get right into the fun by buying your drink tickets now. And I don't understand that. Anyway, every gay person I've ever known looks like a normal person. We all shop at the same stores and wear similar clothes. This Pride ad below makes it seem like all gay people are human unicorns. Do I even dare play this? Come out and join us for Pride Island for blah, 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 blah. I don't, what?
Come out to Pride.
So, what I don't get.
I will see.
Okay, so why does everyone look so weird? Like even we have some gay couple friend in Minneapolis that we go out and have dinner with once in a while, and they don't look like that. They look like normal people, go to normal jobs and do normal shit. That is, oh my God, I don't know. Here's a disturbing story about a young, almost naked boy dancing suggestively in a pride parade in 2015. Remember, if you don't like the idea of adults cheering on a shirtless boy dancing in a feather boa, you're a homophobe! Oh, of course, Anna Navarro. Wishing all the homophobes a super uncomfortable month. Hey, Anna Navarro. Just do the normal, as in go fuck yourself. Factorama, my fiance is 100% Puerto Rican, Trump-loving, gun-toting, bisexual woman. She doesn't have any pride plans because her sexuality doesn't define her. Oh, I love this woman. Yes! Yes! I'm not going to click the link, but here's a bunch of butt-naked gay men in Berlin, of course. Is that gay pride? Nothing says gay pride quite like a television show featuring young teen boys as they strut their stuff dressed as women. I'm sure that's not an accident that Discovery Plus planned to release Generation Drag during June. Gay Pride buff. How is this gay pride and not grooming is beyond me? This is a gay person. Is this, who's writing this? Is this, could it be Kevin Downey Jr.? Yeah, I think he's gay. Anyway, oh, and here we go. Just to finish this up. Nothing says gay pride. Okay, we already said that one. And I will admit there seems to be a new crew steering the LGBT cruise ship, and that would be trans folk. Oh, you've noticed. It's nice to know. Factorama. Gay Pride Month used to be gay people celebrating. Now that the trans crew has taken over the gay movement, it seems the new plan is all about trying to groom kids into the LGBT lifestyle. It's nice to know some people get what's happening to the LGBT movement, like this guy. The gay movement was libertarian. The trans movement is authoritarian, we are not the same. So there you go. Not everybody's happy about how the direction of some of these things, and that includes a hell of a lot of gay and lesbian people. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for today. As I always do, all these articles, tweets, and whatnot are going to be in a single link in the description down below. I will put that, I'll update that in a couple minutes here during the outro, and I will let you know when that's complete, or you can just check out the description of this video when it becomes video form in a few minutes. And thanks for being here. As always, those of you who have hit the like button, I appreciate it. If you haven't done so, do it now before I go, or later today, or when you're watching this. If you're watching on a replay, put a comment in the comment section. Share this stream before, during, and after the show. And thank you to our sponsors, Tyler Alexander and Maddie. You all are awesome. And you are greatly appreciated. And if you want to sponsor the show, you can do so at pdognight.live 24 hours a day. You drop a message in there, and I will read it during the show, whether it's during the show or whatever. You can also donate by Cash App and Venmo. That's down in the description down below. Or YouTube Super Chats if you don't mind giving Susan 30%. That will be it for today. I'm here Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, which means I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for showing up. Thanks for participating in the chat. Thanks everyone who's lurking. I gotta go. My name's P Dog Night. And I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is P Dog Night, and thank you for watching today on the P Dog Night channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P Dog Night, and I'm out of here.